Alright, so this is the vertex 2, 2. What if I wanted to reflect this graph? So it looks something like this, reflected about the point 2, 2. What would we need to do there? Let's just start with this. Let's look at this piece here. Y is equal to x minus 2 squared. So we'd come over 2 units and it would look like, right, this is what the graph would look like. We'd have shifted the graph 2 units to the right. Okay, now we want to reflect this graph, so we'd throw a negative out in front of it. So it'd be x minus 2. Right. That would cause the graph to reflect, and I'll do that in a different color. So it would look like that. Now we want to take this graph and move it up 2 units. So that means that we have to add 2 to it. So then we have y is equal to negative x minus 2 plus 2. Right, so we end up moving the graph up 2 units, which gives us this graph here. Okay, so all we did was, these two are virtually the same in a sense, except the only difference is there's a negative. We threw a negative out here in front of the x. You see that? We threw a negative out in front, okay, in front of this piece right here. So the idea is we want to be able to get around, reflect and take that vertex. All we're doing is taking the vertex and moving it around. So if you haven't realized yet that these two numbers are the key numbers to finding our vertex, okay, these two numbers right here are the key to finding the vertex. And in general, and of course we'll be talking more about the vertex in the next section, but this is the formula that you might see, where of course a is not equal to 0, and that the vertex is the point h and k. So it's whatever these numbers are right here. Okay, so keep in mind this must be a minus. Now if this were a plus right here, this would end up being a minus h. Alright, a minus h. So you need to keep that in mind. Okay, keeping that in mind. Well, this was graphing a parabola, also known as a quadratic function, and I think we're going to leave it at that. Now, we didn't really talk about how to actually graph these things. We talked about what their forms look like and so forth, but I'm thinking that you should probably know at least how to graph them. I guess we'll stick with this purple looking color. Y is equal to x squared. If I had to figure out how to graph this, what I would simply do is, this is my x and this is my y over here. Take 0, plug it in, you get 0 out, right? Take negative 1, should have done that first. Square that, you get 1. So you're just plotting points, right? So 0, 0, negative 1, 1. Alright, plugging in 1 into this, you get 1 out. Of course, this is symmetric. And you would just continue down through here plotting points. And then what you do is just connect the dots. And that would just be a simple way of knowing what the graph looks like. But the key here is we want to find this vertex and then this line right here. And then we can pretty much tell, right, what our graph's going to look like.